Hey family, so thank you guys again for tuning back into my channel. I wanted to take a pause for the cause real quick and talk about something, a story time of dealing with colorism. Okay. And I brought this up because I was requested to do this video and I have experienced colorism so many times in my life and I still experience it to this day. So let's just kind of educate ourselves on what colorism is. Colorism is the idea that even within your own race, of being African American or a African of African descent, that the lighter race or the darker race is quote unquote better than each other. Okay, it's this idea that, oh, you're light skinned, you're sedity, you're prettier, or you're dark skinned, so your skin is burnt, you're uglier. There's no way that beauty can be attached to that because that is just the image that has been portrayed in the media for so many years, that white is superior and black is not. So the fairer the skin, the better you are, okay? And they do this in all cultures, not just in the African American culture or just in the African culture itself. They do this everywhere. They do this in Korea. They do this in Jamaica. Like, people are really out here still bleaching their skins to be fairer, to be of fair skin. And I really think it is time that we attack this issue head on. It's been going on for life, it seems like, and it has to stop. So I'll just start with my own story time, just so you guys know that my story behind colorism. So for me, it started around junior high school. I moved from New York to South Florida, and anybody that knows New York knows that New York is filled with all types of people, all different types of cultures. So my skin was never anything that stood out in New York. I was just a regular black girl from the block, and that is just how I was known. However, when I moved to South Florida, I really got a chance to experience colorism on a whole nother level. Not only was I living in the South, but I was living in an area with predominantly Hispanics and Caucasian people. So I was probably the only really chocolate drop in that community. It felt like, being that, you know, if anybody knows South Florida, they know it's a lot of Spanish people, it's a lot of Caribbean people, what I would say. And so that was always a struggle for me, you know, coming into an environment like that, having different facial features, you know, and then the skin tone. And I really used to get made fun of daily in regards to it. And it was just something that always bothered me because I didn't have any control over it. It was who I was. I mean, I couldn't change my skin color. It was who I was. You know, I couldn't change my nose shape and my lips and, you know, like my smile. I couldn't change those things. And it was hard for me to come to the terms with, this is who I am. So it wasn't until maybe like 8th grade, and this is kind of like after I had my growth spurt, that I realized, like, listen, I am who the fuck I am. And I believe that was around the time I had my first real crush. And so I was being pursued by guys. And at that point, I knew that it was just ignorant people being ignorant and saying what they were saying about me. However, fast forward to the future, I find myself still experiencing colorism in some forms. And I'll just simply say this, dating my daughter's father, he definitely expressed that to me on our first get together, was that he never thought he would ever be with a chocolate woman like myself. And I converted him, apparently. That is all he thinks about, he's attracted to it now. But it just brought me back to those middle school days of being made fun of, being called a slave and burnt and crispy and all of that bullshit. And I just really want people to understand this, that ding, 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 to the white man, honey, you're still black. Even though you're light skinned, you look black to me. We don't live in times where mulatta is a thing anymore. Like, you're not going to get special treatment for being light skinned. You're considered black in their eyes. And so, in everybody's eyes, it's just what it is, but it's unfortunate that these communities are still struggling with this concept. And it's a concept of hate. It's the Willie Lynch era. It's his doing. It's this mentality that he has forced on people to hate their own kind and to control the masses by creating division within a community. And they did that very well during slavery. And that's why we're still experiencing the after effects of it all. And it's just like, come on. As a people, with everything going on in the world, we have to remain united, okay? And at this point, I don't even want us to be divided as a human race, but I do believe that it's important for us as a culture to really get a grasp of the history of colorism and why it is so divisive. And us being in this movement together and starting a revolution is very divisive when we have Black males that we are looking up to and that we're trusting with our lives, for them to turn around and say, oh, I don't want a sister like you. I want me a foreign looking girl. And it's like, how could you say that about this queen? The same queen that's sitting there supporting you, regardless of what color she is. It shouldn't matter what color she is. And then ultimately, I want us to get to a place where it's not even just a white and black thing. We are the human race. We're all brothers and sisters. We have to get out of this mentality. I understand. Trust me. This Black Lives Matter movement, I grew up in a household. Well, first of all, let's just say this. Half of my family on my father's side is part of the NOI, Nation of Islam. I grew up in a very pro-Black household, okay? I was told not to ever bring home a man that is not of color. I was told that blatantly, and I respected that. And granted, I have my own preferences, and that is my business. I have my own preferences. However, love is love at the end of the day. And I have to understand too that even though these things were taught to me, and I am very aware, and I know my history, my Black history and my ancestry, I know that I can move forward. I can move forward. I don't want to keep talking about my people being in bondage. I don't want to keep talking about the Jim Crow. These things have to be discussed to be addressed, right? I do believe these certain conversations need to be had. But as it pertains to us moving forward and looking towards the future, I see us as being one race. And that is the human race. And that's the goal. That's what we need to get to. because this white and black, Hispanic, black, it's too much, and it's causing senseless killings. And I don't know if it's gonna happen in my time while I'm alive, but I'm damn sure not going to feed into the bullshit anymore. I cannot. I have completely immersed myself in the bullshit of the riots and the protests, and it hurts to log on to social media and watch murder porn. That's what it is. Because every freaking 5 seconds, it's a video of a Karen or of another black man being gunned down like an animal. It is sickening. It is literally sickening. And I cannot allow my body and my mind and my soul to be subjected to this any further. We have to look past this stuff. We have to get past this. Willie Lynch was the devil himself. He was a devil, and he created that letter to be divisive, to create division amongst the human race, not just white and black people. Because we can't just keep talking about, we know there's racist white people. We know that. But come on, let's not create the same psychology within our own community. We have to let go of the colorism thing, guys. It is so important. I really don't it's hard for me to get on here and talk about racism because it's so grand, it's so big. It has completely gotten out of control. However, we can't keep doing this within our own community, guys. We have to end this colorism thing. It is tearing down our children, and our children are the future. Okay, so we need to understand that our words are powerful. Let's be intentional about the words that we use when we relate it to beauty. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. Leave a comment down below if you've experienced colorism. Like I said, I know it goes both ways. I've experienced it going both ways. So yeah, let's have a discussion. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments. All right, bye. Oh, like and share this video also. Okay, bye fam.